Hey, stay down.
Hello and welcome everyone to episode 42 of Therapy of the Absurd. How's everybody doing?
Absurd.
Doing all right. We're making it. Dan is wrangling.
Yes.
It's a big one this time. It had a tail and wings.
Oh.
Damn dragons. Anyway.
All right. Also, we
How
want
are you,
to.
Stefan?
I am doing fantastic.
Good.
He was doing so good. He's like, fantastic. Or it was my internet. It's probably my internet.
No, that was exactly what I saw as well. It was a full blown. Dan, you look gorgeous. How are you? Your hair is looking great.
Girl, thank you. Thank you. We coming from the salon, literally.
Oh.
How you doing?
Very well done.
Thank you. Too many things. Windows opening. Thank you. I was gonna say, what's going on? Earring trying to fall off. It's not. It's sideways. I don't know what's going on. That's how I'm doing right there. Sideways earring.
Girl, that's the world right now. That's literally like that should be the name of 2021. Sideways earring.
Girl,
That's what it is.
I'm working on a bit, y'all. I feel like, especially after the conversation we had about the Tokyo Olympics, Victoria.
Ghetto Olympics, yeah.
I feel like the Tokyo Olympics are like the new club, but none of the new cool people are there. Like the OGs are there. So it's not like I don't want to see Simone Biles, but like I was coming to the club, to turn up with Sha'Carri. And for what it's worth, them 6 swimmers that had to go home, I don't know now one of their names, but I was coming to turn up with them. I was coming to turn up with, I don't know if they let the 2 African girls back in, they tested too much testosterone. I don't know if they let them back in. There was the swim cap thing. I'm just like, I came to turn up with the Black London swimmers. I came to turn up with the people who made the black swim caps. I came to turn up with all of these new folks, and it's like the club is open, but none of the cool people are there. That's how the Tokyo Olympics feel right now to me. Like I've seen, Lester Holt, CNN, or no, Lester Holt is NBC. Sorry, Lester. It's like, and I'm like, Lester, like, I'm sorry, the party ain't gonna have none of the new cool people. So I mean, you in there, tell me about it. I'm at the after hours. I'm at the after hours hanging out.
So they knocked out a lot of people then.
A lot of Black women in particular. Yes.
And also they've made a lot of decisions regarding our differently abled Olympians that needed to bring people that were their guides or people that were their companions that weren't allowed to come because of COVID. And it's like, y'all really, like, this is really the Ghetto Olympics, because this is when y'all decide to do this. Y'all had 4 years to organize this and get these rules out and clarify. Like this is like some real, I forgot to get the plates and the barbecue about to start tomorrow. Right. Tokyo Olympics. I'm not watching, and I'm not watching for principle. It's not for principle. Like I didn't even know this was an Olympic year. Like I've checked out of Earth. So I'm not watching for that, but I am jumping on the bandwagon of Black Americans that aren't watching it for a purpose, because why not swipe my card at least while I'm still here?
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're on mute, Dana.
Oh, there I go.
There we go.
Is this really an Olympic, a summer Olympic year?
I don't. Well, it wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be.
That's what I was about to say, because here's what I know for sure. As a child who watched the Olympics, what I know for sure is that they were always even numbers, because it was every 4 years, and you could track that. 80, 1980, 84, 88, because 84 was the ones, which ones were the ones that Jimmy Carter decided to boycott? And I'm still not mad at Jimmy Carter, although of course I feel bad for the Olympians, but it was going to be in the Soviet Union or wherever the hell, so he boycotted. That was, let me see, 84 was here in LA, so it must have been the 1980 Olympics that he boycotted, because that would have been when he was president or whatever. So I just know that the Olympics are every 4 years, and they 84, 88, 92, 96, 2000, right?
Yes.
96 was in Atlanta, and 96.
Yes, and I was up in
Right. They tore up
free tickets for the inner city youth.
They started gentrification then because they started for Olympic Village. They put out black folks and the
yes.
Girl, trust me, I was good and grown.
Great for this. Well, a Centennial Olympic Park was not so great for the city,
right?
Or Richard Jewell, but like overall, like the Olympics changed Atlanta forever.
Right. And so then that would have been 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, which were in London. I remember those. 2016. The Olympics were supposed to be last year. Don't nobody really want to say that. And they just, they're supposed to be
but they did. They postponed it.
Right.
They had to.
But they jumped the gun too soon. Like sometimes you need to sit down somewhere. Like all of these athletes, like as much as they want to win, and I understand some of them are literally time crunched just because they feel like their body's condition is at its best condition. But like
because the people
like the athletes are having emotional and psychological breakdowns as a result of COVID. Like Sha'Carri, like weed and all of this stuff going on. Like her mother passed, but like also I'm sure that wasn't the first time she ever smoked a joint. Like a lot of people are coping, and I think that it was a rush job, just like LA opening up anyway. So then
wait. They still will disqualify you for weed in the Olympics?
Yeah.
But no, they should give you an extra medal.
Disqualified from participating.
Yeah, Sha'Carri
because weed was in her system.
Yeah,
no, but dumb. You should actually get extra points if you can. Like, if you got weed in your system and you could do the Olympics, that's man,
that's some skills.
See, now Dan ain't watching either. I was like, all the potheads ain't watching.
I would say all the comedians have told exactly all those jokes. Every meme, every tweet, everything has been about. Clearly, if it's not performance enhancing, clearly it's not. We know it's not performance enhancing, and she's still the fastest one. So y'all just need to let her run because
seriously,
if she's the fastest. If she had weed in her system, then she's just the fucking fastest.
So,
watch a Disney movie. When stuff like this happens at these like athletic Disney movies, they call a tribunal. And everybody sits and they rewrite the rules so the person can play. Yeah. That is the way it works. Y'all need to Disney up these 2021 Olympics.
Right. And I'm so torn about the notion of boycotting because of Simone Biles, because of those who are going to get to be there. But the whole swim cap thing is extremely disturbing. Like, I'm just like, so y'all, that's just it. So y'all just feel like Black women couldn't wow. So there was a whatever the company is, and we can look it up before it's all said and done. They were sponsoring or backing, whatever they endorsed one of the athletes, the Black women on the London swim team. That's all I know. It's whatever, and they have banned those swim caps. And
at the last daggone minute again,
like 2 weeks ago,
y'all had all this time to figure this out.
Like, but that is. I'm sorry, I don't care what nobody says. That's a direct hit. Like you all can, that is a direct hit on Black women. That is a direct hit, meaning y'all maybe didn't wake up saying that we don't want Black women to swim, but you knowingly know that they need those swim caps. I mean, first of all, a sport that Black folks traditionally, if we look at the history, ain't been in. We ain't fooling with water. We ain't fooling with water across what? So I'm just saying,
fuck water, goddammit.
Come on, right? Fuck water, like fuck boats, fuck all of it, right? And so just saying. So now we got so many Black swimmers that a company made a swim cap to accommodate our hair, and Olympic Committee is like, nah. They're trying to say it gives an advantage.
They're gonna get sued. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna get sued.
But they don't care. Like it's Blake. I'm telling you, Lester Holt. I'm kind of low key mad at Lester Holt. I feel some kind of way. He's got to do his job just because he's got to do his job. But I'm like, you should not be there grinning, talking about let's go to the Olympics together. But I know he's got to do his job. So when I say I'm low key mad, meaning I just know he's got to do his job. But I just hate that it's got to be this great, incredible, very handsome, Black man that is the face.
Dana, you got to stop with these. Okay, don't be like getting turned on by these men that ain't showing integrity. Like he's no longer handsome when he's making decisions without integrity. He's so he's just saggy. Like, that's what you need to say. Very saggy.
I just say that he's not activated. He can't be, activated in his wokeness because of his job. And I don't know. So anyway, but that's how
I'm gonna be always on your shoulder every time you like, but he was sexy. I'm like, Dana.
I know, right?
Ain't nobody that ain't got it together not sexy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I got a hard subject switch. So comedy Monday, local, whoever's listening, you guys, locally, there's an amazing, relatively new comedy studio. It used to be the Pretty Funny Women studio, before that, it was the Zephyr studio. Now it's the Nook. It is owned by our sister who's been on the broadcast, you guys, Thenya Dunda, right? Oh, right? So Monday, me and Cassandra went to the Nook for a mic. So it was a 6:00 mic. As we're coming out of the Nook, pop, 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 we hear gunshots. And we see the brother that's been hit. We see him and the other dude cross the street. A bunch of us are on the sidewalk. Jessica, who I'm on Clubhouse with, a different Jessica's like the third Jessica, but it's Jessica with a K. Jessica says, I think the dude down there in the Hornets jersey has something to do with it because he's looking. But we all scurry back inside because we don't know.
Oh, no.
The end figure what's about to pop off. So I called 911 because we could tell, we could tell the dude had been hit by.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So, we call and then we waited out because my car was parked on the side where we knew the happening was. I wasn't on Melrose, but I was on Vista. Me and Cassandra, we call. Tell the police that it's a dude in a Hornets shirt, and they're like, will we be able to, all the things, will we be able to talk to us, or can we? I was like, we leave it, but here's my number. My name is Dana. That was Monday. Damn. I'm at the gym yesterday, Planet Fitness in the building.
Oh, that's where I go.
Yeah. Right. You know how they have all the screens with different things.
Oh yes.
Why is the shootout that we saw on the news? Why is the dude that when Jessica said the dude in the Hornets jersey had something to do with it, why was he the fucking shooter? Why do we see all the merchants who clearly have cameras for their establishment is the whole thing was filmed? Why did it happen across from where my car was parked? So it didn't necessarily it happened on that side, on Vista and whatever. And I didn't even notice my car was in the video because I was like, didn't you see your car? Your car was in the whole video.
Oh, is your car okay?
Yeah, yes, we got in and rolled off. And pings. But man, so let me tell y'all what happened. So the dude that we saw that had been shot, him and his man, rolled up, they were walking up on his car. The guy with the Hornets jersey and this girl got out. My man who actually got shot pulled his gun first. Man with the Hornets jersey pulled his gun and shot him before and then they just went off and they split.
Wow.
We were the fuck.
Damn.
Right? I was comedy got
that's like some Western shit, dude.
Yeah, but the comedy got dangerous on Monday. Man.
Wow. I'm glad your car is okay, but most importantly, I'm glad you guys are okay.
Right.
Yes, seriously. That's very scary. Even the thought, I know that everybody has guns, and especially in California, there's a lot of crime, but to be close to it, and especially in an area, because let's just disclaimer, Comedy Nook is in a very safe area. The neighborhood around it is very cute. It is not ghetto or hood. And roll down there and check them out.
It's right.
To see that, even in the midst of a very safe neighborhood, there would be that level of violence. Even just the presence. If I was walking down the street near the Comedy Nook and I saw someone holding a gun, it would be jarring for me.
It was
another day in Florida.
I couldn't believe it was gunshots. I couldn't believe it was gunshots. And so Jessica, who had just hosted, was like, "Get ready, get back inside."
That's crazy.
It was crazy. And then but the one thing that they say, I'll never forget, a teacher when I was taking some classes told me this. He says, "If you hear the gunshot, then you're safe, because the travel of the bullet is faster than the speed of sound." So you will be hit before you hear it. So if you then you weren't hit.
I don't know. My buddy that got shot said he didn't know he was shot until his friend comes up to him and goes, "Hey, you're shot." And he went, "Oh, that's what that feels like."
Right.
And then he felt it.
Yeah.
After he looked at it, he went,
Your adrenaline.
ah, like. But at first, he heard this. They were playing basketball in Fontana,
Mhm.
and he heard it. He's like, "What the fuck?" And his friend's like, "Hey, you got shot." Oh no! Like,
Oh wow.
I mean,
So,
it
Dana,
wasn't funny for us.
we need to do some black girl hair compliant bulletproof vests, and we can market those out because the world is changing. Everybody want to be in denial, but people are becoming more and more savage, and like they literally are just not making decisions that they would make prior to the chaos of this world and the lack of, needs being met, and also just the law enforcement system being cray and like literally, like I've had to call the police. It's like, yo, where y'all at? Like, what you want me to do? Like, okay, let me go on ahead and put some baby powder, take some fingerprints, and save them. Where am I supposed to take them to? Like, this is not what it is. Like, I don't want to investigate my own crime scene.
Yeah.
Like a lot of time people just ain't like, they're like, whatever, like the police too busy, hanging out thugging.
We one time when someone broke into our car in front of our house, the cop actually told us, "Hey, it's better if you guys catch them. At least something will be done."
It's accurate.
The cop
man.
said it. The cop said it to us. I was like,
Wow.
"What?"
So
Like,
true.
you're right. I'll fucking kick the shit out of them. Then I'm going to jail. And that's not cool.
Or you get
You ain't
sued.
gonna go to jail.
Yeah.
You gotta kick the shit. Make sure though the car is running, because you kick the shit out of them and have one foot ready to go. And when they drop 1, 2, 3, get in the car and go home. Nothing that will happen to you. It's only if you linger and are like, that's right. That's right.
But they were at home.
That's when you get arrested.
Or what you do is like, "Hey, honey, I heard if they're inside the house, whatever I do is legal. So I got a crossbow with a rope. Get over here."
That's right. That's right. If somebody breaks in, you cannot let them die outside of your property. You will
That's
go to
not
jail.
true at all. In California, you're still gonna get a manslaughter charge.
Well,
if you don't do it
it's
right.
better though.
So-
It's better though that they die inside though. Regardless, it's still better they die inside.
But Jesus.
Really? That's
Yeah,
interesting.
because
So
if they're
basically, we
outside,
can't kill people.
It is.
if they're outside, if they die outside, that means you, in the eyes of the court, that you killed them when they were trying to retreat and not fight.
Wow.
So if they die in the house, it's technically looked at as them in the act. But they don't tell people this shit.
Dark joke. So that's why people kill. That's why the police kill and keep you in custody, because you were not trying to retreat. You were trying to fight. That's a dark joke. Dark joke.
But it's accurate.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's fact. That's the experience I'm having, but I'm not witnessing. But I'm just saying, okay, I see how that goes.
Yeah.
Man,
So I mean, like, I wasn't in the mood to kill nobody anytime soon, so it's fine with me. Like, at the end of the day, if I need to, I'll find a way. But like, it's you know what I mean? Like, maybe not if they break into my house, but we will. When there's a will, there's a way.
Oh yeah. No, I watched some videos on people setting the cops straight when they get pulled over. They're all different nationalities and stuff. Really interesting. They had a guy, because the police. I forget what state he was in, but I'm sure this applies everywhere. It's a state-owned building, right? And all that. And so he's just on the property. He's not doing anything peculiar. He's just filming state property and all that. And you're able to do that. You have the freedom to do that. And this cop comes out and is like, it's a little weird that you're filming stationary cop cars in the building. Like, what's going on? And I get his thought process, but still, if the guy explains to you what he's doing, I'm filming because it's, I have the right to do so, and explains to you how he knows how. Come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, leave him alone.
Oh yeah, no, it was crazy. It went on longer. Then the watch commander had to come out, and then he got straightened out, and he told the guy, "Hey man, go on your way. He has the legal right to publicly film the department and the cars. He's not doing anything weird. It's in the Constitution. Just let him go. He pays his taxes. It's
wow.
Yeah.
Haven't any of them seen Rambo?
Oh, the first one, First Blood.
I saw that movie. Woo, man! I had such a crush on Sylvester Stallone after that.
I haven't seen it like so long. Like, oh my god, I remember all those films, but like Rambo.
Yeah, first one's the best one. Very first one.
But all that was just so long ago. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, the first one is just amazing. Oh yeah, because he tries to avoid trouble at all costs. He's just trying to walk
Sorta.
Well, you're like, nah.
At all costs. He didn't like. Hey, he stayed in the same forest and waited to kill them with traps.
Okay,
That's
but
not
that
at
was
all
They
costs. He
need
could have
to
kept
learn. That's
was-
how you learn.
Yeah,
You
yeah, he
get
was trying
drilled
to-
with traps.
he
That's
was
how
gonna
you
teach them
learn.
a lesson.
I love the movie too. It's like this harsh thing on Vietnam. Really, that's why I think it was. It came out at the right time when it did, and people were like, "Yeah, we kind of know Vietnam was fucked now."
It's what a lot of new movies that are coming out need to learn how to do. Be
kind of
aware of the time. Pick empathetic characters that are taking action against a group nobody likes, and even though they're doing something wrong, it's because something was wrong that was done to them by all of us.
Right.
So we just want them to get away with it because we're sorry. And
Yeah.
Rambo killed everybody and then get away. Like we gonna.
Oh no, he warned them. He warned them too. He didn't say nothing. He's you want a war, you got a war, and they were like, okay.
You got a what?
With the lip.
You got a
with
what?
the lip. That's right, boy. Sylvester Stallone and his muscles, like even his booty muscles, was just tight. It was like right. Like, woo! I was so young too. I didn't even know I could have those kind of feelings, but I was having them on my TV. It was like, open your door, Victoria. I was like, no, I'm watching a movie.
How old were you, sis?
Okay, let me think about it. Was when Rambo was out and also able to be on TBS, and I was living like I had to be at least like middle school, maybe, or early like high school. And I started high school at 13. So like I was really like,
Rambo.
this is happening right now. Like I don't know what's going on, but like
I like what you're doing, Rambo. I like what you're doing.
I'm having all kinds of thoughts and feelings and emotions, and I ain't gonna tell nobody about.
And then Rambo 2, they go ahead and they know now he holds two guns at the same time. It's cool,
and he's going after the people in the Middle East.
Oh,
see, that's why I love
Rambo.
That's why I love the first one the most, because not only is it the most honest, it happens at home. It's not against anybody that we need to politically have that our government doesn't like, but none of the people have really ever met or know anything about. It's literally at home versus it's over there. There's no problems here. It's over there. It's over there.
Yeah. It holds like America accountable. And like, yeah, I love rooting for the underdog. I watched a movie called Greenland. I told Dana about it. Like I spent Dana ate her whole dinner and I took 2 sips of my soup while I went through how the family in Greenland that was selected to survive a comet apocalypse.
Yes.
Why I didn't want them to survive and I didn't even like their child. Like I hated their son.
I saw it. Yeah.
Did you root for them? Because they were so like they had no compassion for their neighbors who didn't get selected. But then the minute they found out they wasn't going to go in, they was like, "No, you need to make an exception." Like I'm crying.
I know.
Something.
I have privilege. Take me.
Right, and then like everybody in the city that didn't get chosen and was going to die, like they were protesting outside of the places. And they were like, "We were chosen. Excuse us. We were chosen." It's ooh, just clothesline. Just
so you can do a whole joke on that movie, Victoria. You got material for a killer joke because of that movie. I'm serious.
Because it's hard, like, and that little boy, like kids that don't listen, going in his daggone bag. Then nobody tell you to go in your bag. Now your insulin is gone. Now you done set this whole scene for this movie.
Should have held the bag.
And you need to tell your parents, I'm not gonna survive this. I don't have enough insulin. So you're gonna have to leave me behind, or we're gonna all have to stay behind. Let's not waste a space for my little big-headed self. I'm hard-headed. And then they shouldn't, and like if you're waiting on a comet to destroy the earth while you're underground, and it's like red lights, black lights, and all you hear is a little boy like, "Are we gonna die?" It's like, yes, you're gonna die. Because you ain't supposed to be here. Be quiet. Everybody that brought their kids gonna die because I'm gonna make sure of it.
Did you see that one yet, Dana? It's on HBO Max.
You gotta see it to decide whether you have compassion for the family.
No. I'm telling you, you got a privilege. You got to do something on the privilege in that movie.
Because
it's like, realistic. It's realistic.
It's like they're wealthy. He's an architect, and they're only picking like doctors, architects, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And like, the point is, like, I get it. You're in survival mode. Your neighbors didn't get picked. You knew this little girl since she was born, and her mom's like, "Please just take my daughter." And you're like, "You better get out from in front of my car, or you get hit." You know, like totally cold blooded. But then when you get turned away again, like they stopped the whole plane and was like, "You better let us on, or nobody is gonna go to safety." And I was just like, I can't care if y'all survive. Like, I really want this movie to be over now. Like, I want like just one little comet debris to be like clink, and like
No, like, oh, that's when the nuclear reactors go, oh shit, someone should have been there these past 2 weeks. Fuck, we forgot about those.
No, yeah, it's worth what I call a once over, meaning you don't need to buy it, you don't need to celebrate it, you just need to watch it once, and
you need to watch it. You need to find out if you still
about
have
other movies too.
But that one is a once over.
Yeah, I don't believe the Serbian film is. Anyway.
Have anybody seen there's a show on Netflix called The Stand-Ups? Has anybody ever watched it?
No, but now I'm going to. What's it about?
I don't like. Okay, well, let me find out.
I'm pretty sure it's about stand-up.
Oh, I thought you knew what it was about.
Well, I met a writer from the show, and I'm really, you know what? And she does stand up, and she came to the Uncle Clyde's contest, and like, you know, blessed me with a lot of and it's been on for several seasons. Like, it's on season 3. Dion Cole is on here. Okay, so let's see. The stand-up.
Dion Cole's awesome.
Oh, so The Stand-Ups is an American comedy streaming television series. This series is a collection of 30-minute recordings of stand-up comedians compiled, and why don't they give you the rest?
And it's called Stand-Ups, huh? I'm watching that tonight. Me
too. Like, so, and it started in 2017. You know, I thought it was something else, the way that they described, they kept telling me, but basically, let me see.
The stand-ups, huh?
Let me see. It takes time and hard work for comics to reach the point of their careers where they are household names, if they ever achieve that stature. Prior to reaching that level of fame, comics usually spend a lot of time in comedy clubs, honing their craft and trying to get noticed by others in the industry. But I'm trying to see, like, I guess it's kind of pretty much reality TV. Like, but I just find it interesting. Only because these are like Dion Cole is, to me, at household, you know, and so is Nikki Glaser. Now, on the other hand, like, and Beth Stelling is pretty much there. Like, she's at, you know, she's pretty much. I mean, I know everybody doesn't know her, but like, she's
great.
Funny.
Yeah, but she's, I mean, and here's the thing, I could be, excuse my French, dead ass wrong just because I didn't know her, because this is who approaches me at the end of the show. And there was a moment when everybody was like, we want a picture with her. And I was like, and I literally said to her, it's clear that I should know who you are, and I don't, and I'm sorry. You know, it's clear.
She's pretty hilarious.
What did she say when you said that?
So cool. She was so
she's very sweet.
One of our pretty funny women sisters texted me at 6:30 in the morning. Like, how did you? I see you met Beth Stelling.
Wow.
Like you know, on Instagram. So I was just totally like, so to me, like, I'm okay. So then that solidifies that these comics are household names now. So Nikki Glaser, Beth Sterling, Dion Cole, now Dan Soder, you guys obviously.
Dan Soder, freaking hilarious.
Okay, now Fortune Femster, I've seen.
I know who that is.
Yeah, I know who that is. And then Nate
Bargatze, I think, or Nate Bargatze. I can't see your name, Nate. You're fucking hilarious. Love you.
Now, of course, I know who. So here's some of the other comics. I know Gina Yashir, but like Aparna Nansharia,
fucking hilarious. Her shit about living in New York had me rolling the first time I heard it. I actually listened to that bit like over and over again because the way she tells it is
like,
I gotta watch that.
I've got to way better.
It's called The Stand-Ups.
It's called The Stand-Ups, and they're in season 3. It started 2017.
I got some shit to watch.
Kyle Kinane, Gina Yashir.
Kyle Kinane is someone I always forget when people say, who's your favorite comedians? Kyle Kinane is actually one of my top 5. Like, that guy, he's an absurd storyteller. He's super absurd storyteller. He's hilarious.
So Joe List, Brent Morin, Rachel Feinstein.
Rachel Feinstein is
I've heard of her.
Freaking hilarious. One of my favorite female comedians.
So Beth Sterling is my new fave, period, and clearly a superstar. And I was blessed to be in her midst.
That's awesome. Congrats.
I thought, like, here's the thing. When I saw the like stand-ups, I thought maybe it was maybe a sitcom about stand-up comedian. Like I didn't know because I had no idea. Like because I think somebody said she's a writer, and I thought, okay, well she's but to me, like and by the way, commercial, she is at the Chateau tomorrow night because I'm going.
Enjoy.
Right, she's on the 9:30 show. I think some late show. I don't know. T is at the Chateau on Saturday. Just like in terms of talking about our buddies. But yeah, I'm excited. So the stand-ups, then I can't wait to see it because it kind of seems like a little like this is not happening, but they're doing sets as opposed to stories. Like this is Comedy Central's. This is not happening. It's just
I love
with Kyle Kinane, whether it's he does it, this is not isn't happening, or his stand-up, they're all stories. They're all long, beautiful stories from Kyle Kinane.
Okay, well, I can't wait to see my favorite comedian, Beth Stelling, on the stand-ups.
It's gonna be amazing. Everybody check that show out on Netflix.
On Netflix.
Right.
Like I said, I was mashing up all the wrong information, so I have no more excuse. I'm going
Netflix or HBO?
Netflix. Okay. Now here's the deal. So since we're talking about it, she had her own special on HBO Max, and she got an Emmy nomination.
Wow.
She's a super
wonderful.
Congrats. And so I felt, so again, the more that, I felt sillier and silly, like as the week progressed on, I kept doing more research on her, and I was like, oh.
I feel like the people that don't know who they are the people that they like the best because they're the one person that comes up authentically. And it's like, I really enjoyed your show. That was really funny. Like, I met Beth before, like at a show. I had no idea who she was. And I went backstage, like, I literally was just like, you know what? That corn joke made me laugh twice. And she just started laughing and she was like, cool, but I had no idea who she was. And I was just chilling, like, this is a cool person. I'm a cool person. I appreciate your art. Good show. And then I dip. And like, those are the people, if you see them again later, they're like, oh, fine. Like finally somebody that's normal. What's up, girl?
And that's how she made me feel. That's exactly how she made me feel. Like, yeah, girl, no, what's up?
So it was a benefit, that you weren't in fan mode at that point. Cause like they get so many fans.
Because here's the thing, the guy who won Uncle Clyde's, I had chatted with him outside. And when her and I took a couple pictures, and then he said, and because I had chatted with him outside, then he walked up on the stage like, I need to get this picture. And so it was awkward because I was still on the stage. So I said, with all three of us, he was like, oh no, just the two of us. And I was,
hey, it doesn't hurt to ask. Better to ask than assume.
I know, like for real, yeah.
I was so embarrassed.
There are some comics.
That's why you where you are now, because you know how to, like what it said, closed mouths don't get fed. Like you get one no, you get 20 yeses.
Right.
Don't hurt.
That's exactly what my cousin said about picking up people at the bar. So
one no, 20 yeses. Closed mouth.
Hey, if 9 of them slap you, that 10th one that doesn't slap you for saying it will be awesome. So you don't want to know the line. But yeah, like my favorite comedian, Doug Stanhope, he's for a special audience, weirdos like me. And he goes and plays. He still gets someone coming up to him. You're pretty funny. I hope you make it. He's like, I still get that shit from people. like he has made it. He's a certain group of people. He's the comedian's comedian. If you talk, if you've heard like Joe Rogan and those guys talk about him, they love the shit out of him. And he still, because he's such a niche market, people come up to him and go, man, I've never heard of you. That was funny. I hope you do well. He's like, I've been doing well. This is what I've done since I was 16.
Right.
Exactly. Like I'm getting paid well. But the funny thing about stand-up is one, I will say, okay, don't nobody quote me or care about what I'm about to say. But stand-up is one rung above improv. And so it's a world in and of itself. The world, it's like Broadway. It's accessible to people that like the stage and that come to shows. And so you're going to be a celebrity for the stand-up crowd. But when stand-up comedians really become like known, even though they're very famous, highly paid, booked and working, it's when they book a couple of movies.
Right.
And the minute they book a couple of movies, all of a sudden, or they book a TV show, now it's like, this is a stand-up. Like Chappelle, he got his movies. Kevin Hart got his movies. Like, I don't think we can name any household name stand-up comedian that hasn't done movies prior to becoming household, even though they were killing on stand-up stage.
Eddie Griffin, I know he did a lot of good movies.
Exactly. And I feel like he wasn't a famous comedian before he did. And like when he was doing Malcolm, when he was doing Malcolm and Eddie, that's when I like really like fell in love.
Okay, so I beg to differ because Dave Chappelle, I'm trying, like, I mean, his pilots, because he always talked about the story of having
was it 18 or 19?
Some ridiculous number pilots before Chappelle's show. But like, I feel as though, like, this is what I'll say. I definitely get your point, but to me, he and I'm gonna say this about Kevin Hart because of my perspective. Their work on larger screens didn't make them household names for me. Like, it made them. I guess I like, on one hand, I definitely see your point because once you become a megastar, comedian is like maybe top on your resume, but now you're a megastar. So to your point, but I feel like it makes you a megastar. I don't know if it makes you like I don't know if it makes you the mega comedian. For some reason, it feels different.
Well, you got to first go super
wouldn't normally go to a comedy club will go see you do comedy. Like, people that wouldn't go to a club would go see Kevin Hart at an arena.
Right.
You know, like, we're comedy people. We'll spend money to go down and see somebody work on jokes or even do decent for $20 at a comedy club. But like regular people, you like, girl, let's go to a comedy club. Like, you get like 1 or 2 weeks of that, and they're like, girl, nah, I'm good. Like, I've had enough.
But like, do we feel like Mike Epps became a household name after movies? And if so, which movie made Mike?
For me, Friday 2.
Next Friday.
Because the thing is, I did
not know who he was until next Friday.
Yeah,
he was Day.
Okay, because I've never seen any of the sequels. I only saw the first one. I didn't like. First
one is the best one.
Right.
Yeah, like, but he killed it as Day, and Cat Williams killed it on Friday After Next when he was like, Donna, pimp down. Like, that's when I knew who he was, and I was like, wait, who is Magic Mike? Who is this Cat Williams? And I just started following him.
I don't even know when Cat Williams came on my radar, but certainly I had not seen him in a movie before he became a household name in my book. Because interesting enough, let me tell you something crazy. No, actually, that is for Cat. I was gonna say, I didn't know, for all of the negative hoopla that was out in the streets, kind of between like Cat and Kevin Hart, and then Cat was saying, I was kind of saying some things about Tiffany. There's this clip that has been viral for a while, like before Tiffany became famous, of Cat in jail talking to a woman, talking about, that's not my baby. Well,
yeah. That one,
I saw the clip before Tiffany Haddish was famous. Thought the thing was hilarious. The clip circles back around to my social media, and I go and I'm like, this clip is so funny. Cat Williams, and then I'm like, oh my god, that was Tiffany Haddish the first time, but I didn't know who she was. And then, interestingly enough, I guess there's definitely, as always, merit to your point. But I guess because they're not movies I've seen, the person was not that movie didn't make them. Like, I still haven't seen Girls Trip.
Oh, but like I get what you're saying, but you are in the group of comedy people. So like, it would be like if you were a play person and you were like, no, I knew all of these people. It's like, you like,
how does he just have that there? How does he just have that there?
But check it out. Like, Tiffany Haddish was on
Jesus Christ, David Copperfield.
But
Tiffany Haddish was on The Real Husbands of Hollywood long before she hit Girls Trip. Real Husbands of Hollywood hit how many households? I saw Tiffany Haddish at a comedy club when I moved to LA. All I knew was she's pretty funny. And then but the first thing I saw was like, that's the girl from Real Husbands of Hollywood. Because every comedian cannot go to every city. They can't go to every club, but they can be like a pretty good around like the bigger club. But the minute they go on TV, the minute they go on a movie, they're opening to an audience of people that don't even watch comedy. And all they got to do is make them laugh. And then people will start to. So like, we are comedy people.
But hear me out. All I was going to say, because you're right. Again, there's so much merit, but I wasn't in comedy when Girls Trip came out. Like, I wasn't doing comedy. I certainly been in the business, but I can't even honestly say I was deep back in the business. I think Girls Trip was 16 or 17. But you can tell us, Stefan, because you just pulled it out, so you can tell us.
I'll pull it back up.
Right.
It's
Would you say her career?
2017.
So in 17, I just didn't see the film, but she just became ubiquitous really quick.
That's how I knew who she was.
She got on TV. Like at the end of the day, when
She's
did
been on
Tiffany
TV
Haddish sell out an arena prior to Girls Trip?
Right,
when
right.
did Tiffany Haddish do a special on Netflix where she got everybody in? But you know what I mean?
I'm thinking I must have seen her because I had seen Ida Rodriguez several times at like the Comedy Store. So I'm sure I had to have seen Tiffany, but the standout for me was Ida. Whatever night I went, the standout for me was Ida.
I'm talking about regular mainstream Americans, not.
No. I get that, but I'm still saying that
those don't exist. That's a myth.
What?
There's no such thing as a regular
Everybody's crazy
American.
now. Like there are, but I just feel like the comedians whose career exceeds the comedy people. Right. Normally, it happens because they're introduced via TV or movies. Like I may be wrong, but it's like there's a lot of comedians that made a lot more money and sold out of arenas for the first time, and definitely
that's why I'm auditioning for Trolls 3.
Yes, man, get it. And then you don't even got to take me with you. I will buy your tickets. That's how much I support that.
That's so funny. But you know what? That's what the term breakout is, because the other side of Tiffany's career, as everybody knows, she's been on TV for almost 20 years. Like she's been on TV. Like when they start showing the old clips of her doing all her work in TV from when she was extremely young, then she's been on TV for 20 years. But Girls Trip was the breakout hit for her.
Yeah, that's when I heard of her.
Like I said, she was just everywhere after that. And I've seen the film, but I'm gonna watch stand-up tonight. Maybe I'll watch Girls Trip.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's
love that
so
movie. I really did.
Good. I saw it.
There's a perfect for her.
They might be working on it too. I wouldn't be surprised.
I thought that was the perfect movie for her.
Oh no, yeah. When I saw it, that was her. She was my favorite character. I loved everybody because I'm a huge Queen Latifah fan. But
Queen Latifah's hair was my favorite.
But yeah, Tiffany had, what was it? The Grapefruit. I won't spoil it. The Grapefruit and the Orange.
I loved hearing my daughters love the Chicago soundtrack, except for the songs they're not allowed to listen to. You know, musical, my wife picks those. Yeah. So my daughter's sees the movie cover and she's reading. She goes, "Queen." Oh no, Dad. Latifah. Oh, okay.
Oh no.
He's like, I don't want to mess this up.
Show them Bringing Down the House, Dan. Great movie.
Well, it is.
Yeah, but they it's funny because they got to finally see Chicago. Of course, they weren't allowed to go into the room for an initial 5 minutes in that movie.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I always remind them that Roxy Hart's a horrible person because no one hurts John C. Reilly like that. Okay, that's my bud. You don't mess with John C. You don't make him cry.
Cancel.
Just get.
No, but that's
what was coming to you, Renee Zellweger.
Zellweger is coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Latifah's awesome.
She is so, and I even watched the new show she has on CBS. On CBS.
On CBS.
I forgot the name of it, but again, her hair was stellar.
Yeah, I think it's Equalizer. Yeah,
Yes, sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay. Equalizer. Her hair is stellar. She's killer in that show. She always is so gorgeous.
Yeah, she plays the sister to Denzel's character.
The movie. Nice job. So I see an interesting thing over here. Just a quick thing. These little gnats, man. So Bill Cosby getting rejected at the Comedy Cellar. How do we? That was a terrible segue, but just.
So here's the thing that's weird to me. The day we heard the news, there was only one reaction. So my wife and I get the thing on our phone at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It says Cosby is let off because, and it says, he's let off because he was promised that he wouldn't go to jail if he told them that he did horrible things. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Mm-hmm. So we look at it, and this is what we do. We just both look at each other. You see it? Fuck. What else was there we could do at the time? We're like, we have no power here.
Yeah.
I think he should be quiet. I really do. I think, you're out of jail. You're
lucky to be out of jail.
You're lucky to be out of jail. Much respect for the positive parts of your legacy that were meaningful. You know, I recognize that, you know, none of us, you know, are necessarily the sum total of all of our choices in terms of, you know, but like right now, you did some wicked ass deeds. Like chill out, like really just chill out. Like why are you trying to roll? Like there's a difference between vacated sending you to jail and you're innocent. Like you're not innocent.
No,
Like
well, I just can't agree. I don't want him to be quiet. I want him to keep promoting the GOP.
Mm.
I think it's more than that. Like I think it's unfair to the women that were hurt. I think it's unfair to the women that didn't, you know, that didn't even feel like they could speak out. It's unfair to the women who did speak out. I think, and I just don't think justice is served. And this is somebody who still cares about him as a human being. But I'm like, you got a lucky break. You know, you're not gonna die in prison.
And he doesn't get double jeopardy, right? I remember reading something like that. They can't charge him.
You got to break that if that same shit happened to anybody here in these boxes. Okay, we wouldn't get away with that shit. The judge would go, "Ha, you ain't rich. Fuck you."
Right. And so I just think, you know, why are you trying to run up in the Comedy Cellar? Like, and you understand that the world has changed. Do you understand that what you did was not okay? Do you understand that it doesn't make it right just because you admitted to doing some of it or whatever part you admitted to? Any part of it, any level of it that is accurate or whatever, what we know is that quite a few women were hurt by something you did, and they were taken advantage of by choices you made. And you know, whatever is arguable and wasn't right. And we live in a different world. Anyway, I feel
leave with whatever, you know, honor and grace you got left.
Right,
but I understand that, but I also understand that he's always been a performer, and the problem is he's always been a performer. Like maybe he got to go back on that stage, regardless of what any class or anything would be. He's just driven. And like, so what I'm saying is I don't agree that he should go on the stage, but I understand what might be behind him thinking, maybe I could do this again. Do you think they forgive me?
Buy a stage and run it yourself.
I was going to say, run it in your, you know,
see people go.
I'm just, anyway, I say caught my eye because I just was like, I feel like he just won't stop really.
Well, I feel like it's tricky. It's even trickier because yes, he was able to admit to what he did because he was able to admit to what he did in exchange for the civil settlement. But like I read that the reason that they chose to do that is because when the DA found out what he had done,
the length of
he decided that it wasn't anything he could prosecute. And so therefore, in order for him to agree to not prosecute Bill Cosby way back then, he made a deal for immunity and you would have the civil case. So it's even dirtier because the reason for the deal was back then they didn't think it was a crime. And so Bill Cosby truly feels like he's done nothing wrong. Like I personally think that there's something wrong with Bill Cosby. And I definitely know that what he did was wrong from my perspective. But
I agree with you.
Look at his perspective, which is being way too old and needed to die a long time ago. Like date rape, roofies, and all of that did not become illegal until like when I was learning about it. And so in his area, giving women quaaludes and them taking them socially at a party and then him doing what he wanted, he feels like, why prosecute me in modern day for a crime that wasn't a crime when I was doing it? And so he really is self-righteous. And then the issue with the comedy club is that they allowed Louis C.K. to perform and they're not allowing Bill Cosby to perform as well. So it's like, is that a double standard? They claim it's because he was actually convicted. They're not letting him, where Louis C.K. was just convicted in public opinion. But at the end of the day, it's like now y'all got standards. So there's even more layers to, he truly feels like he did not commit a crime because it wasn't a crime when he was doing it.
And that, and to me, that is why you were on punishment. Like, because here's the thing. Like, I wish I can't find the microfiche for it, but and somewhere in all of my belongings, the USA Today article exists. So in 2000 and 2003, there was what was called a reparations coordinating steering committee, group of scholars from oh my gosh, Johnny Cochran, because he was still alive, Janetta Cole, my man whose name I can't think of, and he's dealing with senility himself. He's dealing with dementia himself. Charles Ogletree, all these great folks. And it was to Randall Robinson. It was to like pull together how we build a case and deal with reparations. This was in 2002. The arguments were the one legal argument was exactly what you guys are saying that Cosby is claiming. One person put forth, it was not an illegal crime. It was not illegal at the time. And the thing is, because this was a group of attorneys that built this steering committee that were trying to find a legal basis, that was why someone was, because I was very angry reading it. But like all these years later, I don't agree, of course, but I understand it. But like, that's what he was saying, that this white lawyer, whoever he was just like, but it was not, it was tort. Who are you going to convict for the crime? And it was legal, like, you know. And so I just had to say that, yeah, just shit that's legal is, you know, we all
immoral. Like everybody learns in college, there's a difference between legal and moral.
And we don't have a justice. Morality. Yeah, we don't really have a justice system. We have a legal system.
Right.
That is accurate, Dan.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I say in my joke. We can't trust the American legal. And I've been years. I've been careful to always call it an American legal system. I do not call it a justice system.
But
because at the end of sorry, Dan, go ahead.
Well, but maybe one of the best punishments for Cosby is the only women that are going to beat into him now are desperate insomniacs.
That's so true. It's nothing but the old school women that's like, she know what she was doing. She probably had her little cleavage out, her little chicken cutlets out. It's all those people, you know, like the old school women that still put it all, like the rule was like, men are savages and women just need to protect themselves. And if you don't, then obviously you wanted it.
Yes, Roddy, free Britney, and
I totally agree with that too, Roddy. Free Britney, but I, like it's a complicated thing. I think people hate cancel culture, but this is a chance where I always say cancel culture sometimes is good, is because it delivers justice where the legal system won't. So it's okay. You're not going to jail. Like honestly, technically, I get it, but like if we are to say that you still feeling justified in rape in modern society and wanting to make money is okay, then we're going to go to your thing. If not, it's going to be like Trump rally tickets. They not going to sell.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that cancel culture has always existed. Like when I was a kid, cancel culture was coming for my heavy metal.
Yes, they were. And it was conservative and it was perfectly fine. It was only when people started trying to have say look, we want to change the world. We want to treat each other more respectfully. And we want to start like the outcasts start speaking up and being like, hey, I'm fat. I don't like that joke. And I'm saying it. And, you know, like, hey, I'm differently able. Shut the fuck up. And then it's like, wait a minute, cancel culture. Like, I'm perfect and I'm bullying you. You know, like, I hate this. And it's like, nah, bro. Like, everybody got a voice now. And so we're speaking up and saying we don't like it.
Right.
Oh, yeah. No, I think anybody who's done stuff, not just Cosby, but anybody that's done anything like that, you know, if they get set free, they should be very careful in wanting to publicly announce that they are that it's open season.
Well, see, this is the time when you take two ping pong paddles and it's like, will we forgive Cosby? Yeah, he can go back to shows if all of his victims can just take two ping pong paddles to the nuts. Bow. Like if everybody can ping pong paddle his nuts in front of an audience, like at a live show, and I will buy tickets. And if he's gone through all of that, especially at his age, well, I need to do it lower because they down here.
Bow. Yeah, it makes it easier. That shit you can get the bounce on the other side.
You gotta go real low. It's gonna be really low.
Oh, that's true. Right.
He's 86.
If we can Billy Blanks Bill Cosby's nut, then he can come back to the comedy. Like if his victims can Billy Blanks his nuts, I'm over it.
Billy Blanks.
I'm
gonna
over
Tybo
it.
that
I'm
shit?
make your money. You know, like we all saw it. Like cancel culture bought tickets. We all watched it happen live.
So
All right,
some
it's
kind of
over with,
public
y'all.
shaming
Justice
or punishment or something.
On a higher note, definitely want to hear
higher than his balls.
Okay, we want to
we're getting below.
He's got a low rider.
I want to hear about Dave Chappelle. But y'all do know that finally, Weinstein is in court. Finally.
Gee, yeah, that took forever too. Jeez,
imagine all the plants they had.
Out of earth. Like I don't even care about these crazy people no more. It's so ridiculous.
And he's in custody, y'all, and they're having to wheel him in. He looks a mess. But I don't really. But here's the thing.
I don't buy it.
I don't care. Like
you need to go to, like, look,
it's part of the sympathy thing, though. It's part of the sympathy thing because a lot of times rich guys get off because, well, he's old. He's got only a year to go.
That's what
let's just let him die at home. And it's like, why?
No, let's just put him down like a dog. If he only got a year to go, you put a blanket around him, take him to the room in the vet, and you gone on ahead and let him go.
You're gonna sleep hard.
I think that's
close your eyes.
Just sleep.
You're gonna sleep. It's night.
You're never gonna be on the island with that.
Night.
It's time to go sleep. Shh,
yeah, like it's you either gonna go to trial or you gonna go to sleep. So how you feel again? Are you too sick to go to trial? All right, let's go ahead and schedule a vet appointment.
Drink the juice box. It's time to go.
Yeah,
sleep.
it's done.
Eat your cookie.
It's cheaper on taxpayers, and we using the same dosage as a Doberman. Like
who thinks he's going free? Who thinks he's going free or he's going to jail? I mean, I hope he goes to jail. But we got this thing with Bill. We got the thing with Bill Cosby.
But here's the thing. First of all, they can't.
He has to go to Bill Cosby's house.
Okay, let me just say this. In terms of time served, they just took him into custody, Victoria, like about a month ago. Like he has been scot.
No jail time.
Scot fucking free. Like the whole time that Bill Cosby's in jail. That motherfucker has been somewhere sick, and they had to extradite him out of New York to bring him back to LA.
That's some privilege.
Went to jail barely a month ago. Like
that's privilege.
Yeah.
Do you imagine how he feels?
There's been no time served. He can't get time served because he ain't serving.
But do you
the tricky thing
how
about
Weinstein
is going to be proving it with evidence. There's stories which make us again want to Billy Blanks them nuts. But at the end of the day, the court of law is gonna go DNA. Who do you have to corroborate that he did this?
Camera footage.
They have to be able to prove that what he did, which is rape, like that's what's illegal. He raped me. Here's his semen. Here are pictures of, and this is otherwise, like the court, their hands are gonna be tied.
Well, not necessarily fully because he has a whole bunch of settlements. So if any of that stuff can be open, he settled a lot of this isn't a new problem. It's just finally that it came out. But he like with Annabella Sciorra and with the little girl that it happened with at Sundance and with Gwyneth Paltrow
and Ashley Judd.
Yeah, like there were settlements, there was payoffs. So if those things,
the hush money,
if they're in a position for that stuff to at least, even if they can't open up what the settlement say, just that there was a settlement.
Well, I pray that settlement was not airtight and that there was just one little loophole that will allow somebody to speak like Bill Cosby.
Yeah, he had better lawyers than Trump.
They can subpoena.
Yeah, I pray that it's not airtight because at the end of the day, if not, I guarantee you this sick man, as soon as he gets off, is going to be well and raping on his way home. He's going to be Uber raping. And it's nothing we can do about it because we done put his ass back on the street.
I think though
these people really think they can get away with it.
I'm just conflicted because okay, so all right, fine. I'll never watch Sliding Doors again because it's definitely one of my favorite movies. Fine.
Good movie.
Maybe not Shakespeare in Love the fuck either. But movie. Then right. And then the other day, I was watching Omar Sy's film that he got his in London it's the BAFTA. There's a French equivalent for the Oscar. I don't know the name of it, but he got one for this movie he did, and he was the first first French black Frenchman, whatever, to get the same thing. But when the movie opens, and this is a movie that came out in like 2013, the opening credits, Weinstein Company. I was like,
Well, it's like I see at the end of every Whitest Kids You Know episode. And you know what's really bothering an egomaniac like him?
Wait, say it again. I don't even know what you just said.
At the end of every Whitest Kids You Know episode, my favorite sketch comedy, it says the Weinstein Company. I got to see that. But you know what's really bothering that egomaniac right now?
What?
I couldn't keep from being extradited longer than Polanski.
It's so true. That's right. That is so true, Dan. Because they have so much money in the justice system. It goes way, just the fact that he hasn't been in jail is like the way they're dealing with the trial. It's like you can already tell a deal will be made.
Oh, yeah.
It will be very cushy. It will be like, okay, like as long as nobody else comes and tells us that you've been a little winky wink, you know, you can stay outside and play. But if they do, you better make sure to put a hit out on them, because if we find out, you're going to jail.
If it's a really humiliating deal, like they have to pants them in the trial and go, look at it. It's pathetic.
No, they already have talked about it. He has diabetes, and it has, not to be gross, but it's a shade of purple or some shit.
Yeah.
And he's probably like having like all kinds of accidents all over himself. Like, yeah, and he's still got enough energy to be violating.
Yeah, I don't think he's sick. He's putting on a show.
He's sick enough, but he ain't black grandmama sick. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, oh, you sick? You know, he ain't that kind of sick. He's like, you know, Ferris Bueller Day Off sick.
Oh, okay.
He ain't like, well, I'm too sick to go to church. Oh, really? You too sick for the Lord? All right. Well, I bet you ain't too sick for this butt whooping. We're going to whoop this illness right up out of your booty. Like, that might be another. Just get a black grandma to whoop Weinstein's booty. Like, just whoop him and pray for him as she's whooping him. Like, heal him, Lord. Heal this rapist.
See that? It's called the Caesar Award in France.
That's what Omar I got. Omar C. That's what you got.
I love him. Oh my God.
And like maybe we just need to give him a little ass whipping. Because he going off the rails. He going raping is old school. Like raping is medieval. So
we're talking about Harvey.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Raping him is we're not gonna. I don't think
it's
we're gonna.
It's old school. Like, no reason for it to be happening now. Like, raping is old school. Like, it's medieval. It's Game of Thrones. It should not be in 2021. So then we got to do
disemboweling.
Huh?
How about disemboweling with a spoon?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. You got to do old school punishment for old school crime. If you want to be, that's right, Dan. If we disembowel Harvey Weinstein again, are you still mad?
No, I gotta watch. I don't want to see it.
I won't be mad anymore, though.
I would say more humane. Just put his ass to sleep.
I do have to say that it's easier to watch the end of Braveheart after Mel Gibson made his comments.
You know
that ending, man. Fuck.
Yeah, but it's easier to watch now. Like, he's an asshole. He's getting disemboweled.
Exactly. You lose that empathy. You're like, you know what?
Your answering machine messages make that a little bit more bearable. Just a little bit.
Exactly. Like, bruh, like that was my favorite part of that movie. Like,
you're like, now I love it.
Okay, this got really dark.
So let's go on to
I just like punishing people.
The Chappelle thing.
Yes, I want to hear about that. That's our light, and that's our light.
Okay, Stefan, how was the Chappelle concert?
Oh, it was amazing. The July 2nd one was sold out. I believe it was like about 16,800 people.
Wow.
And that one was the Roots, Chappelle, Donnell Rawlings. What was it? DJ. Oh man, I should know this. Trauma. DJ Trauma.
And Talib.
Got that one. Okay.
Was Talib on that show, or Talib was on?
I don't think so, but I bet he was. Because I did hear somebody rapping at a certain point.
You had all kind of nice comments. How are you not remembering on your page?
No, that was the first show.
That's what I'm saying. So Talib was on this July 2nd.
The second show, I know 100% he was on. Because I was at the moment that the Roots were playing, somebody did come on and rap, but I didn't hear anybody say any names or anything because I was in the food line. That one was bad.
And you do know that, and you do know that Black Thought of the Roots raps. You know that one of the.
Then see, you've already answered my.
Okay, so
I'm an idiot.
Don't miss a detail. What did you eat? Because I'm living vicariously.
Okay, now I should have found time to eat before I went. Y'all, they got $11.50 hot dogs.
Right.
Oh man.
Ow.
It's like Quake Stadium. Quake Stadium over here. You pay $6 for a hot dog and you get like a 99-cent hot dog from 7-Eleven. You go, thanks. I'm supposed to be grateful for the team.
Oh no. And the guy's like, you want some bacon on that? And I'm looking at him and I'm like, you charged me $11.50. You better put some goddamn bacon on that motherfucker. you want all the time? I'll take all but the two. The two I don't want. Put them all on.
No.
I won't eat them. I'll kick them off.
In fact, put the two I don't want so I can throw them the fuck away.
Like seriously, and then
Jesus.
But by the time that I could go sit down, I'm crazy this way, I guess. And I was not on any substances. I didn't have no alcohol. I had no weed. So I got 2 sausages, a popcorn, and a drink. Mm-hmm. And then by the time I saw, yeah, I know I'm bad. I'm horrible. It's the quarantine weight, man. I got to feed it.
No, the money.
I'm hungry.
Well, it's because he puts the first one in like the whole way, and the second one is for enjoying slowly.
Oh my, Dan. Ooh. No. So okay, long story short. So I got the hot dog, I got the popcorn, I got the drink. Now the thing that sucks about, and I'm grateful that I was even able to go. So I'll get that out the way first. They got no cup holders, y'all. They got no cup holders. Why are you selling me a fat goddamn drink and I got nowhere to put it? I'm being real, dude. I'm sitting with this box. It's got the 2 hot dogs. Okay, granted, that's not the worst problem to have. I'll give you that. There are people who are starving.
First world, but still a problem.
But yes, no cup holder. Okay. Oh my God. But if I was 6'5" on the July 2nd show, I'd have been able to touch the roof. That's how I had the nosebleed of nosebleeds. I didn't have a nosebleed seat. I had whatever above that.
My nosebleeds.
Yes. Oh yes. So if I was 6'5", I'd have tapped the roof.
You was strapped in like a ride. You was just hanging over the edge.
Yeah. But it was a good show. Donnell killed it. Everybody killed it. And I believe what was it? Chappelle did like I think about 2 hours. Oh yeah. So everybody was in for a treat. Mm-hmm. And then the second so I should say that the first show I flew out there solo. And luckily, thank you, Kat and Cranston, family members, who let me stay at their place. And they picked me up and took me back to the airport. Very thankful. Saved me a lot of time and money, for sure, right? Because Ubers or taxis in Vegas, holy shit.
Right.
Even if it's down the street, don't matter. You get caught in traffic, guess what? You're paying the money until they literally let you, or you walk out the car.
If you get shot in Vegas, you don't no ambulance, I'll walk. I get there faster.
You probably would. The traffic is horrible right now because of all the stuff. Okay, so that was July 2nd.
Dana will report it. It was the dude with the jersey.
A green jersey over there.
The joke that he said, and I won't spoil it because it's not my job to spoil his material, but the joke that he had that stuck out the most without spoiling too much was the one where his wife lets him know there's a racist white man outside the gate of their estate in Ohio who's yelling out racial slurs and shit at Chappelle.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and he didn't tell that one on the other show. Wow. So I got treated to some stuff on that show. And that one was
extra jokes out for 2 hours. And he got extra
all new
jokes?
material. That was all new material. Nothing from Sticks and Stones.
We need to get on our grind. Forget this.
No. Next time, whoever wants to go, that's on this show. I don't want to extend that too high. Whoever's on this show wants to go, you let me. I find out. You let me know. You can get me later, and I'll get it in advance so we can all sit in a row.
Oh, Stefan.
Yeah, Dan's like, well,
It does kind of remind me of one of Doug's albums that Doug Stanhope's albums that he recorded. He uses The Late Show. The reason why he uses The Late Show is he even says it during the act. He goes, because he's doing his bit about don't work hard. You think I worked hard? No, I drank and did drugs and did a lot of stupid things to get where I am today. He goes, and blah, blah. Some of you know that because you were here for the early show and you realize some of this is shit I forgot.
There you go. And we were lucky when he went on because he wasn't. It didn't seem like he drank too much. He drank, but and I'm sure he smoked, but it wasn't too crazy. He was still about his senses.
Doug's a different animal. So.
Yeah, but it was really good.
Very
and
different.
then the second show was July 9th on my 41st birthday. Yeah.
Woo,
And
Stephen.
and that time that one was Talib Kweli.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to hear him do four songs and like a freestyle.
Nice.
Oh my God.
And that was awesome. DJ Trauma again, Donnell Rawlings, and Donnell went up there twice. So it was DJ Trauma getting everybody amped and pumped up, which I even told Lynn Sun yesterday. I was like, you know what? I think all shows or shows that want to do it right should have some form of a hype person. Granted, that's what the MC is supposed to do. I'll give you that. But music just does something to people. Like it just fuels an energy.
Tell it. Like I literally I have a playlist. In fact, let me write it down because I was holding it in my brain. But I have a playlist for us, Victoria, on Wednesday.
We're gonna do some shows.
Excited. I hope at some point you're gonna get down, dirty, ghetto, and ratchet. If not, are we gonna be bad and bougie? Because I really I came up in 2000. Like I was in college, but we was getting dirty and ratchet. There was at least half the students that didn't come after the next semester. Like it was. So I'm just trying to say, I went to college in Daytona Beach, and
you went to
HBCU.
You went to Bethune.
I went to Bethune College Wildcats. That's right.
Oh my God. Okay, first off, total conversation. I just was, but it as I listen to the Group 50 every day. To your point, Stephen, I definitely want. We're gonna not interrupt the story again. I'm building a playlist. I'm just because when we saw Earthquake on Friday. The main roommate, at Yappers has a DJ. Or either that was something that they did. And so Earthquake comes out on Friday, and he was playing one of the little emo rap songs that has a great heavy beat. And as the DJ was about to cut it, so Earthquake would start. He was like, "Nah, DJ, keep it going."
That's
and Earthquake is doing the earthquake dance, whatever that is. Just doing his thing, and we can't help but rock with Earthquake. That was
and that's what DJ Trauma, he got everybody so many good songs, man. He even did the Cheers song. He did Cheers.
Oh my God. And Cheers is still good to this day. To this day, Cheers is good.
He got everybody hyped on all that, and everybody was going crazy. And then Talib Kweli came out, he did his thing, held it down, awesome. And then Donnell come out. I think he did maybe 15, 20 minutes. It was so good. It might have been longer, right? That's the thing too. When you see comedians that know how to just kill, it don't even feel like you don't even feel the time. It's just time and space defied, man. So he did his thing. And then special guest, we get an announcement. Thank you, Donnell, whatever. And we have a special guest. All right, make some noise for, and everybody's pausing because nobody knows who the hell it is. Tom Segura.
Holy shit. That's great. That's one of my other favorites. Yeah. I love that guy.
And people, I didn't expect this, right? Because you just don't know whose voice reaches out, right? We all think, oh, well, they don't attract that culture, or they don't attract this culture. Everybody has some kind of bullshit in our head. Oh, they won't like it because of this or this. You know what I mean? We set certain biases on certain things. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And so when I saw him come out, I was like, I don't know.
Why? That guy's more universal than most comedians I've ever seen.
Again,
He's still fucking awesome.
I hadn't seen a lot of his stuff. I watched clips. I watched clips, and now because I saw him, now I have to watch everything, and I will.
He did 2 1-hour specials for Netflix in 1 year.
And that's not easy to do.
He's the guy that can just knock him out.
Much respect to, and he killed it. He got up there. I think he did maybe 30 or 40 minutes or something like that, and he did really good. I was shocked. He did something that I've not heard anybody do. That doesn't mean that there hasn't. Maybe somebody older has that's been around, but he started out with a diarrhea joke, right? And taking all these workshops. Everybody one of their pieces of advice is don't do poo material.
Something tells me that Tom doesn't take workshops.
No,
he's his own thing. So much.
But it was good. The setup of it, and I will say this: he, without spoiling too much either, he had I don't even know it verbatim, but the joke that stuck out and got the most laughs was the one where he talked about his kid telling him he had a big penis while he was in the shower. That one, and granted, see, I ain't gonna do it no justice, but yeah, he's like, my boy. I don't know what's into him. I'm taking a shower like people do, and he's a little boy, and the mom is busy with the other kids, so I'm taking care of this kid. He's going because they got 2 kids. He's going through the difficulty of being a father, a parent, and having to multitask. He's got to take a shower. His son needs a shower. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. So they take a shower. Damn, Daddy, you have a big penis.
Oh.
And then you think it ends there, and then he takes it to further. Is Grandpa's bigger than yours?
The mind of children, you love it. Like if he's older and he's older than Greg.
And it was really good setups, really good jokes, everything. He killed it. He got a standing ovation too. Donnell came back out, and then he also. But see, and that's the thing with his set, Segura's, where I was kind of like, okay, there was. I wasn't sure because everyone else before had subjects that were relevant that you could say, okay, that's a Chappelle vibe type of vibe, the comedy, whether it be dirty and dark kind of stuff. I'm not saying Segura's wasn't dark, but I wasn't sure that would, I had no idea. But yeah, he killed it, got a standing ovation, and then Donnell came back out. He did some more, and then he brought out, I think he must have did maybe another 10, 15 minutes, and then he brought out Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, I hadn't seen him in since I think 90, somewhere between 90, 98, 99. Last I saw him, Comedy Magic Club out in, what is it, Hermosa, I believe, or not? Yeah, Hermosa Comedy Magic Club, and he killed it too. He did really good.
Wow.
How are we all in there on that second show? Like, how long?
It was a long show.
We was at a show that was almost into 1 a.m. that started at 9:30.
I know.
Yeah, it was a long show because they had to get everybody in. That one, I don't know if it was sold out or not. I did see empty seats. I mean, there's still more people than I've ever seen at a show, other than like going to a concert, but for comedy, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so the line itself, that time I guess they worked out the kinks from the shows before, because when I was there the first time, July 2nd, to get in took me an hour and a half.
Oh,
wow.
Right. The second show, July 9th on my birthday, I got in like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, no, Joe killed it. The joke for him that stuck out was him just about, again, his family life, having the kids that he has and his wife and, all that kind of stuff. So really, it was really good, which I didn't expect because I've never seen him do jokes about that kind of stuff. I've seen stuff about weed and sex and, being a man and, just really awesome out there, weird type, cool, strange stuff. And he had that too, but he also had family stuff, which I didn't expect him to bring out. The pandemic stuff, all of them had pandemic jokes. Let me get that out the way. Everybody had pandemic jokes. I think that was a lot of them just trying to get them out, and then go into the other stuff. And then, so Joe comes out, he kills it. And then Joe and Chappelle had like a thing that looked like a boxing match was going on. So the music would come on, people were going fucking nuts. The lights shine down. And it's crazy. And it looks like they're walking like, a famous boxer in his prime out to the ring because they had a very similar stage. Dan might be able to recall this. The Metallica has a stage that has no back to it. There's no end to the stage. It's a stage that's rounded so you can see everything. You know what I mean? So nobody's paying for a seat behind you type of shit. Because sometimes that happens. They put you slightly behind or on the side so you can't really see shit. And their stage was like a huge thing with his, the Chappelle C, and everyone's walking around. You got the Teletrons, I think that's what you call them. And so he comes out, and people are going nuts. And that time he did, I think, like an hour and 15.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not 2 hours. So I got lucky. I'm glad I went to the other one too. But he did the same. I heard all the material, but what I loved about it is because I heard it, if he did within all those shows and maybe Mike said he might have done between the shows in Vegas, if he did make any changes, then, I would have been able to hear that stuff. But amazing. But I know Victoria has a question attached to that.
First of all, that was an amazing story. Like you should write a review because you painted the whole picture. Yeah. My question tied to that was, everybody has their favorite comedian. Lots of people will say Dave Chappelle is like the present day greatest comedian, but there are plenty Is there ever a time that as a comedian you become so famous and your fans love you so much that as you're normally touring the cities testing your material, you can't really tell if your jokes are funny anymore because they're laughing at everything you say because they're so happy? Like, is there ever a time that that could be a risk? Because there are comedians that do bomb at huge arenas with material they've been testing all over the country, or bomb on huge specials. Like, could that be the issue? In
other words, when do you realize whether or not you have sycophants?
Yes. And then when do you ever worry that if you were to become very famous, you would not be able to gauge whether your material is really killer the way you could when nobody cared about who you were and would let you bomb?
By definition, if you're a narcissistic cynic, you think it right away.
You think what?
Elaborate.
Nobody likes any of this. They just like me so much because I'm awesome.
Facts. So would you ever care about that, Dan? Like, let's say for some reason, like within the next 6 months, your career skyrockets. You are a household name. You're going around to the clubs. You're just testing stuff out. People go nuts when they find out that you dropped in and you're testing your material. And they're like, like, do you ever think that, like, no, for real, y'all, don't laugh unless it's funny. Please don't laugh unless I'm making you laugh. Don't laugh because you're happy and drunk.
So I don't know, because I might have fun with it. Like, I might stand there and be like, wiener. And see if any, like, just do that for 5 minutes. Wiener. 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 And I bet I could get people laughing if I was famous enough off of that. Like, but no, to like purposely go out and try to bomb on purpose would be kind of fun at that point.
Oh no, I agree with that.
Oh, that's a good test. I never thought about that. Tell jokes that are really hacky or totally mediocre and see if they will let you bomb. And whatever clubs let you bomb, those are the ones you test your material in.
So one of my other comedians I talk about a lot on this show is Norm Macdonald, that I love a lot, and he still bombs to this day. And he talks about it. Like, he can go to a place and bomb because there are people just don't get what he's doing. And I understand it. Like, there are people from newer generations that are not going to like some of his stuff, and there's people from older generations that aren't going to like his stuff. And so he still bombs to this day, and it actually still gets to him. So I think if you're still bombing every once in a while, you might not think that. You might be, but if everywhere you go, every time you go on stage, people are dying in the you're like, see, I'm kind of cynical, so I'd be like, are you straight up like, talking in tongues during my performance? I don't believe that right now.
So I see it like a lot differently, like, because one of the things that happened when I won the Cheap Comedy Festival, Steve, and I don't know Steve's last name, we can look him up. He's he's a level 4 teacher at Flappers. He was like the judge, and he decided like who the winner was. And I'm still humbled and honored that that I won. But he said something when he was explaining how he made his decisions. One of the things he said that struck me is that a comedian is not just the jokes you tell. It's your demeanor. It is, even through a Zoom, there is something that I exuded, like almost a character that was just funny. And so I think when a comic is like fully a comic, like a Dave Chappelle, where they could just breathe and look and we're all falling out. I don't think it's necessarily about a bad joke. I think we're willing to take a ride because we are connected to the you that is a funny you. Like, you're funny. Like, obviously I had a joke that I was trying to set up, but I was at a mic a couple of weeks ago, and certainly, I am not Dave Chappelle yet. And I said raccoons because I had a joke I wanted to tell. people just burst out laughing, and then I got fucked up because a German Shepherd, started running up the back of the parking lot toward the stage, and then I forgot the whole fucking thing. Now he wasn't, you know, but I say all that to say that because the comic is again going back to that sum total, is not a sum total of the jokes that they tell, whether they quote unquote bomb or not, because I have all kind of theories on bombing. Like, I just feel like there's just refinement. There's not, I mean, I think, you know, maybe if I had started comedy in my 20s or 30s or whatever, maybe I would buy into bombing. I just don't buy into it now, because I've tested jokes, same jokes in too many rooms, and pretty much been on vibe and on point, and been in rooms where nothing hit, and been in rooms with the same vibe on the joke and did fine. And so I'm just having a tough time believing that anybody really bombs. And even if you want to give it that name, please don't hang your self-esteem or what you think about your fucking jokes on it, because all the rooms are going to play different, you know, and so that's another theory for another day. So I think even if, you know, Dave Chappelle came in with the worst hacky dad jokes, I don't think it's about judging them as like worst hacky dad jokes.
Yeah.
This is just a further expansion of how we connect with the funny that is Dave Chappelle, because he wants to make us laugh. Ultimately, any comic worth their salt wants people to laugh. And to me, when you are a comic that is the full embodiment that Steve talked about, I don't, you know, like I said, it could be a dad joke, because I guess I just, you know, unless it's a pun, you know, and puns do get a hard time in the you know, comedy community.
Oh yeah.
Although some great accidents happen all the time, I just think that I don't think it's like I don't see someone being so big that people aren't telling them the truth by laughing at this. Because if that person is funny, again, raccoons. And you know, they were laughing, and and the joke wasn't even super personal, besides the fact that I didn't fucking get it out because the German Shepherd spooked me.
No, I agree with you. I think sometimes you could see somebody on stage, and just their presence, because of the way they react, even if all the material is shit, because they're gracefully bombing, and you know, sometimes even the plane crash is hilarious.
Yeah, because it's them now. Now the only flip side of it that might be tricky is somebody else's plane crash might not be funny.
No, yeah, and that's true too.
You guys got to see Tim Heidecker's YouTube comedy special he put up, where he purposely bombs on purpose the entire hour of the show, and it's actually like listening to only part of the crowd laugh that gets what he's doing, and the rest go, fuck. Yeah,
I love have to watch that. Like I gotta watch that.
So he's such an artist at being bad at stuff. If you've seen the characters he came up with on Tim and Eric, he comes up with people that are just bad at everything. Like if you saw any of his stuff where he did the movie reviews with the guy who did what was the guy's name? I'm forgetting his name, but they did the movie review stuff. He's a bad movie like he's good at pretending to be bad at things, and so they gave him a comedy special. He bombs the whole thing on purpose, telling the worst jokes you could think of on purpose as only part of the go. And I'm just sitting there dying, listening on YouTube. Going, they paid for seats.
That's funny.
I don't know. I'm weird.
Personally, I enjoy bombing. I started doing comedy bombing. It's how I learned. I would always just tell my jokes to my mom, and she would just silence and then go, "Okay, what is the joke? Like, just maybe I'll get it if you tell me what part is funny." And so she would try to fix it. And my brothers also like give me no love, but it would let me know that like what's going on in my brain is not translating. And because my family is savage, they do not shield me.
No mercy.
You know? Right. So like if I were to ever become very famous, I know for a fact, all I got to do is sit my mom and my brothers up front is when I'm testing material. And they will like, you know, and my best friend, She the other one. Like I invited her to one of my Zoom shows. When I tell you that girl was in her bed, like, and then when it was my turn, like she like kikied here, and I called her. I was like, okay, let me just say that's not the best I could do. She was like, yeah, I hope so, because like it was a struggle, and I'm like, thank you. Yes, it was. Like, thank you for not making me feel crazy, and thank you for making me feel normal about this. And then she referred me to like a friend of hers to do comedy at her job, but like she was there like, girl, I'm not finna have you out here looking crazy, like, period. So would I like to bomb at a show? No, I would not like to bomb at a show. Would I like to bomb at a mic? I would love to bomb at an open mic, because that's where I can see like, okay, probably don't need half of this. I'm losing people. People are losing patience. And so I never trash a joke. Like if it bombs, I just work on it. Like Dana said.
Right. And Rodney Perry says that too. And I think he has a little whatever, but I love working on jokes and I love circling back. And I will say that is one thing that's funny, Victoria. And somebody said it the other day, like, now if I'm in a mic, which is very different from a show, and a joke is, on the gurney being rolled to emergency, then I'll just be like, oh, okay, so that's not working for y'all. Fine. And, in a loving way. And there's fun. I think that's fun too. Like, that's okay. I love my joke, and my famous statement is, y'all gonna get these equator jokes. I don't care how you feel about it. Whatever. Y'all gonna
and like literally, like it's so many times that in my brain, my joke is hilarious, but my delivery is trash. Right. And so I think it's amazing. But then when somebody who doesn't know or care about me has to spend 5 minutes listening to it and they do this, I know that like, okay, Victoria, that's right. This is stand-up. Figure out how to turn it into a stand-up joke. Like, yeah.
You just reminded me. I got my buddy Ryan. Ryan, if you're watching, you're going to be my barometer. Because when I first started writing jokes, I told him something. He goes, all right. And then after I'd done some shows, and then he's like, so what are some of your jokes now? I told him. He goes, all right, you're good at it now. Okay. Now you're good at it.
Like Kevin Hart, when Kevin Hart did his special and he was killing, like he's like, man, I'm gonna do a special at home. I'm coming in, hey, with my friends. Everybody in the audience was like, ah. He released it, and all his fans were like, and up and down. And he was like, F all y'all. Y'all don't know what comedy is. But I'm like, you know what, Kevin, though, like, you are hilarious and talented. But you don't have friends that say, I heard that joke before, or like, bruh, you could do way better. Like, punch it up a little bit more, like, get it even further. Like, you are almost there. But like, remember, you are a professional comedian. Punch it up, bruh. It's not quite there yet. And I feel like the real friends and like not the real fan, I ain't gonna lie. Also, like, I'm the worst person to tell this because I'm traumatized. I'm a traumatized child. I learned from abuse. But like, even in comedy shows, like if I don't know who's performing, if I know who's performing, I'm gonna laugh regardless. But like, if I don't know who's performing, I'll be in the front row. Like, because of my eyes, and I'm not I'm listening. And like, I actually had a comedian say to me, and I didn't want to sit in the front, I was sat in the front. He actually said a joke, and then he looked at me and was like, finally, I got you to laugh. You were the person that I was trying to get to laugh. Yeah. And I was like, I feel really bad because it wasn't that he wasn't funny at all. He didn't make me laugh. And I felt like, why
you gotta earn it.
You didn't make me laugh. Like, I'm enjoying your show.
Right.
But it's not eliciting like nothing is coming up in my stomach, but you're funny and entertaining. And I really enjoy watching you.
Interesting. I
about this face.
I came up to a guy who was stone faced during a show, and he was just like, no. He said, and I was just like, you didn't laugh at all. You didn't think he was funny. He said, no, I was just listening. I loved your. He actually said, I loved your material.
Yeah. So certain things that trigger you to laugh, and if you watched a lot of comedy, it's harder. It's like when you watch a lot of porn. Like the first time you watch it, it's like you could just be watching two ladies on Charleston, and you're like, but like if you keep watching it over time, the Charleston, this is gonna be in your mind, Dan, Charleston. But like, over time.
No, I've already seen
it over
Willem
and over.
Dafoe
Like,
do
you
that.
can't even get it up. It's like you got to do something
extra.
You got to trick me. You got to take me where I think I'm going, and you got to go hook a left. Because if you don't, like, I'm already at the conclusion of your joke as you're telling it.
Yeah, you're like, I've seen
and
this
so
movie.
I'm appreciating it and going, that was funny. Like, literally going, that was really funny. Like, that was really good. Like, they're really funny. But it won't make me laugh because I've been watching so many Zone shows all year.
No, and that's the thing I will say, and this isn't in judgment of anybody perform. They're all amazing. I have no doubts where I am in this hierarchy of comedy. I'm near the bottom. I'm maybe below that. But I could when certain jokes were coming up for the different comedians, if it was a technique that I studied a lot and that I understood, like the rule of three, I was like, okay, I already know the punchline's coming right now, because I already got the two the two things, and then bam. So there were certain ones that were like that. Not all of them, but there were certain ones that was like that. 1, 2, bam, and I was like, oh, yeah. Rule of three. I was calling it out. I was like, rule of three.
That's why I'm
and then laughing makes your throat
fours.
dry. Like, I'm not gonna get my throat dry if it's not sincere.
That's funny.
I'm gonna start telling it in fours. I'm just gonna start doing that. Like, do the 3 and then do a 4th. Just
do it, Dan. Like, be a savage.
Rebel.
Because you know what? Then you gonna hear me in the back going, that was funny.
That's gonna be my Andy Kaufman for all of you. Is I will do a rule of 4s, and everybody else in the audience won't understand it, and only you guys will. Only the people
like, I swear, so many people I find really, really funny, and I literally only if I know you am I actually gonna utter a laugh. But a lot of my friends actually make me laugh. But like, if I really don't know you, I'm just paying attention. And then every once in a while, like, I really will laugh at a joke, like, legit, and be like, thank you. But I feel like my heart is also, like, a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, messed up. Like, maybe I'm the Grinch of comedy.
You are the sword chooser. So until next time, we're going to pick up right here with this conversation. Somebody told me I was a hoe for threes.
A hoe for threes.
For the rule, I was a hoe.
Oh, I thought they said you were a hole for 3s. And I was like, wait a minute now.
Like, they were.
There is 3 holes, but
I thought that was funny, and I messaged her. I was like, "You are a hoe for 3s. That's funny." And then she wrote back, "You a hoe for 3s too." Like, so. This has been amazing.
She thought you meant guys that are a 3. Like,
this has been amazing, you guys. This was the best. Ron Josol, bless his heart, missed a fantastic show. We were fantastic just now. So hopefully we'll catch up with him.
Oh yeah, we will definitely see him soon. He apologizes, everybody, and wants to come on again. So we're gonna definitely do our very best to bring him on again. Thank you, everybody, for watching and tuning in and hanging out with us. We really greatly appreciate it. Our next show will be August 5th, where we will have April Weber and Shang. So get on Amazon Prime right now. Watch Shang is Shangri, so you can be ready for August 5th. Does anybody have any shows coming up you want to promote?
I do. Jesus. So where my girls at? From the front to back. Are you feeling that? Put one hand up. Can you repeat that? I don't need your man to anyway. Where my girls at Flappers next Wednesday, 7:30, produced and hosted by me, Dana Keel, in the Yoo-Hoo Room at 7:30. Victoria is one of the illustrious comedians on our show. We are excited, so amazed and so excited. So that's Wednesday. On Saturday the 30th, I think I'm doing Hollywood Baja Grill with Carol Newell and the crew. Right. I'm back at Flappers. The following week, I have to look up the date. There's a few, and we all got Burbank comedy. So I'll rein it in. The big thing for me is, please, you guys, if anybody's under the sound of my voice and you are local, next Wednesday.
I'm going.
7:30. All the girls, Nicole Denise, April Weber, Erin Moore, Suwan Weaver, Mary Beckett, Jen Liv, like in the building, Dana Jocks in the building. I'm trying to see the flyer in my mind. I feel like I'm missing somebody. But that's most of the folks.
Victoria too, right?
Yes, yeah.
I got the initial shout out, so I feel very appreciated and called out.
But yeah, it's going to be an amazing show. I'm trying to see who am I missing. Annalise McNeil is on the show. Like we have the show.
No, you got a crazy lineup.
I
For
got
real.
the
That's no joke.
people, like Zoom.
That's some serious. You got some fire.
I should have put a flame on the flyer. That's what I'm gonna go back and put a flame on that thing.
That's why my thing is on the Instagram. It's an applause, a heart, and fire. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
So all I can say is where my girls at from the front to back.
So that's this coming Wednesday, right?
The 28th
of July. Okay.
Of July. So anyway, that's it. That's my program.
Victoria or Dan, any announcements?
I've got Wonder Woman show, as Dana stated. I'm so excited. We're gonna kill it at Flappers. And then I'm sorry, I have where my girls at Flappers. We're gonna annihilate. Then I have Wonder Woman show at the Hollywood Comedy on the 29th. And I am hosting the LGBTQ show. Hey, that's right. Like, I don't know. Like, that's what I call inclusive. They got a straight host on the LGBTQ show. You know what I like? At least I hope they know that. Like,
that's the plus.
I feel like every dude I dated always asks me, but no, I will be hosting. And that's on the 30th at the Hollywood Comedy. Check me out because it's gonna be a party. I mean, that's all I got right now.
Dan, you got anything you wanna?
Oh no, I just got back from vacation, but I might be having shows coming up. But I'll let y'all know I am still going to reissue Hecla's EPOthea at some point this year with artwork from Tony Cole, our first guest.
Ooh,
so
nice.
Eventually I'll be bringing that up, and then that's when I'll be. Hopefully the virus is over, so I could do my original plan of going in public and going, download this freaking album, assholes! Download this, assholes! Assholes, come here, assholes! Download, assholes!
Yes. Awesome. I myself, let's see here. I have a show with Antonio Scarpita this Saturday. It's a long name. The Star Seeds of the Quantum Abnormal or something. If I said it wrong, my bad. But check me out on Instagram right there, IG at comedian Stefan. It's on there. And then I'm also on the Burbank Comedy Festival. What is it? The 17th and the 18th.
Mm-hmm. What's your Zoom show? Because I'm on
August 8th.
Okay, my Zoom show is the 6th, and then my landfall shows are the 18th and the 20th.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna buy tickets, so even when my stuff's over with, I can go and support everybody else's stuff too.
Same.
That's pretty much it. But again, August 5th, we will see everybody again.
Right.
Thank you so much, and everybody have an awesome, amazing week.
That was our hour-long show.
Yes, enjoy it.
All
right, you guys.